Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? Hey, welcome to the masterclass. I got people still coming in. Very good stuff. All right. All right. I want everybody to keep themselves on mute, but if you can, and if you can't, don't worry about it. I would love to see your beautiful faces. I want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Um, Yay! Hey, Christina. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hey, y'all. Oh, I just love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all, I'm going to share my screen. I see people are also coming into the with YouTube. So let me make sure I am. Yay. And if you're watching by YouTube, make sure you put live. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure I'm good. Okay. Um, just make sure you are saying live if you're watching live. All right, folks, click and share. I should say hello from the car. All right, so in the chat, I want everybody to tell me where you are from. Where are you tuning in from? Let me know. Let me know. Make sure I got everybody. I'm going to read off the comments. Excited. Yes, original from Philly. Oh my gosh. Houston, Alabama, Florida, Asheville, North Carolina, Virginia, North Carolina. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, Atlanta, Massachusetts. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about how to build a signature course. Some of you have been in my containers before. Some of you have worked with me before, but I just appreciate y'all for coming through and for being a part of my world tonight. We are going to learn. We're going to really dig deep. I will not make an offer on the call. What I will do is email you all because we are opening up our Contrarian Collective, which is our membership. And our membership is we're going to have an opening for 150 a month, and then it's going to go up back up to 197. The ladies absolutely love it. So if you are interested in that, you are definitely welcome to jump in. That is the place we are going to talk about digital products. We're going to talk about global empires. And we're also going to discuss how to connect with people, but we first have to connect with ourselves. So with um if you have issues with your mindset, if you have issues with understanding the system that we are in, if you are unsure of yourself, the Contrarian Collective is the best way. And if I could just really be candid and very straightforward, all of the stuff that's going on in the world, the growing up that you need to do, the focus that you need to do, you need to get in this membership. We meet every single week. This is not one of those memberships where um, I don't pop in. I'm on every single call. If we have something that's going on, or if I have something going on, I will let you know in advance. But the women come in and they stay the entire time. So in May, we're going to start meeting at in the evening. So we recognize that everybody is working during the day. So we are going to meet in the evening. Okay. So I will be emailing you information about that. So if you want to get in, we start in May. Okay. The beginning of May. You will have your own portal trainings and all that good stuff. All right. All right. So How many of you, and you can put it in the chat, how many of you actually have you have a course, you're actively building a business, you have clients and all that good stuff? Let me know what that looks like. If you are brand new, if you're like, Coach, I ain't got jack, I don't have anything. Let me know in the chat, what do you have? Because I want to be able to keep a record of this. If you're watching by YouTube, put it in the chat. Let me know what that looks like for you. And I'm going to go to the chat and see what everybody is saying. Ophelia said, what was the question? So the first question was, if you are currently serving clients. If you're currently serving clients, put it in the chat, Katie. If you don't have a course, if you don't have anything, let me know. If you, I ain't got it, Coach, I don't have anything. But if you are, let me know in the chat. The reason why I'm asking is because number one, somebody's coming in. Number one, if you don't have anything, I think it'd be well worth you looking at the contrarian. Okay. If you are serving clients and you still got mindset stuff going on, you need to join the contrarian as well. But if you feel like I got the mindset, Coach, like I'm good. I just need to make sure that my offers are straight. I need to make sure that my outcome, my refining of my messaging is on point. I would strongly encourage you to look at a global strategy session. Okay, I've had several people here in the chat, in the class tonight that have taken advantage of that in the past. They just coming on because they like, coaches just want to be in the energy. I just want to be in the energy. So this is really the place I really want you to think about how you're going to expand. And y'all know I've been talking about this for the last couple of days and really for the last couple of years, depending on how long you've been following me. Now, the next question, I know y'all like, okay, Coach, can we please get on with it? No, because I got to ask you this. How did you find me? Was it through TikTok? Was it through LinkedIn? Was it through Facebook? Was it through word of mouth? Were you referred to me? Let me know in the chat. Where did you find me? This is all good data. Ooh, Laura said I fired all my grant clients and reconfiguring everything. Ooh, I love this. Christine said, y'all grab her strategy session. I want to be in it. I love it. Christine, I'm so proud of you. Makita said TikTok. Yeah. Drew said, one of your clients. I love it. Jamie says Facebook. Facebook. Yes, Katina. Facebook, TikTok, Harley, yes. Or you said TikTok, Facebook. Your post that was trending popped up. Yes. Who was it? Katie. Facebook. Okay. I love it. Khadijah. Yay. I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all. So tonight we're going to talk about like I said, about this signature course and just really outlining that piece. Definitely feel free to put your questions or light the chat up, but I won't be able to answer every single question, but I'm going to do my best to get to everybody's question. Okay. So I want you to be ready for this. I may ask y'all, may call you out and ask you a question. So be ready because this is what class. It's just like being in an in-person setting. So I want you to make sure that you're present. Okay. So here we go. Let's get right into it. Okay. So we know that we're in a digital era. Okay. We've talked about this. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. But you have to remember that we are in times where you're going to have to make a decision about how am I going to show up in the world now. The world has shifted 2020 into now. So online learning is now a standard. And the reason why I'm saying this and the reason why I agree with this is simply because when 2020 showed up and everybody started working from home, people, the powers that be, began to see that people were a lot more productive at home, but they didn't like you being at home. They didn't like you being at home because they want to see you. They want to see you in the seats. When you are free, you remember how I told y'all that when you're free, they don't like it. So in America, especially in America, we have a tendency to be in a space where we know we're intelligent, we're very smart. But when it comes down to freedom, a lot of us struggle with freedom. So I want to be able to give y'all some support in when you're creating your signature course, you need to have a plan. What is your plan? So if you are currently working a job and you're trying to get out of the rat race or get out of the 9 to 5, you're going to have to understand a couple of things. You need to do it as soon as possible. You have to develop discipline. If you're going to stay at the 9 to 5, you need to be able to rack up the audience and you need to be able to rack up the sales. You need to find time to sell. You need to find time to create content and market. Marketing and sales are the two most important components of your business. Do y'all understand? Everybody with me? So if you're going to create a course, if you're going to put all this energy into a course, it can't just sit there. You can't just let it sit. So the good thing is, the upside to all of this is the fact that America still has a lot of smart people. But smart and action oriented is two different things. Because you can be smart and be broke. You can be smart and be poor. Because either you're going to allow people to tell you what to do, or you're going to do it on your own. And if you are a person that no matter what comes, what goes, I'm going to win anyway, you're going to be all right. You got to be a little contrarian and you got to be just a tad bit psycho. You're going to get the real from me. Okay, this is real and raw. So I just want to make sure we are crystal clear. So AI, I'm not going to ask you who is using AI or who's not using AI because everybody in here should be using AI. If you're not using AI, baby, I don't know what else to tell you because it's diabolical in the sense. Okay, you need to be logging in on ChatGPT while we're talking and trying to figure out how you're going to use it. So I'm assuming that everybody knows AI. AI can help you, of course, with course formation and all of these things. But one of the things I want y'all to think about is that when it comes down to industries, we talked about this. Everything I teach is going for. I try to support what we are doing with the why. The why is, why is it so important for me to create this? Why is it so important for me to put this in my course suite? Why is it so important for me to teach from this? Because in order to eat, in order to thrive, in order to travel, in order to do X, Y, and Z, you're going to have to understand what the world is requiring of its global population. America's spending power is going to get tighter and tighter. Do y'all understand it? You can't expect the world in pennies. So you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to expand past the waters. Everybody with me? So these are the industries. And we're going to talk about the course and everything, but I got to give y'all groundwork. Education and digital learning. What does this mean? The traditional and evolving ways humans gain knowledge, skills, and critical thinking. There is going to be a likelihood, which is very high, where education is going to be privatized. Did y'all hear what I said? That's coming. So you need to be getting in position to possibly get some government contracts so you can teach people. And they're going to be teaching all kinds of things. It ain't going to be just English. It ain't going to be just math. It can be communications. It could be AI. It could be how to create membership, how to sew, how to do hair, how to do makeup. It's going to be all kinds of things, extracurricular, how to, written communication, how to write content, how to write copy, how to thrive with ADHD, how to thrive with a learning disorder, how to launch your gaming business or gaming streaming brand. It's going to be all kinds of things. Listen to what I'm saying. You need to write all this stuff down. All kinds of stuff is gonna be up. And it's so why y'all get mad at the current administration, which I understand. I get it. I know that it's crazy, right? But guess what? Guess what? The government is gonna be people's daddy, or is gonna be your client. Now, which one is gonna be? Y'all better get your business ready. Corporations are going to be outsourcing for vendors and suppliers. Are you ready for this? No. Okay, so you need to get yourself ready. You need to figure out where you fit in all of this. You got education going on. Artificial intelligence automation. I ain't even got to dig into that. You already know. People want to learn how to do this stuff. How can you infuse AI and automations into, you got small businesses that need help, you got mid-sized businesses that need help, and corporations that need help. You need to be able to diversify. Some of y'all don't realize you are going to be your family's employer. Green energy and sustainability. Renewable energy, all of that is happening. I know. You're like, what is that? Like, I don't understand. You can teach all these different things for some of these corporations. Healthcare and wellness. Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of hospitals are going to be going out of business, but you know what's going to be launching? Wellness clinics, holistic health centers. So all of y'all healers and all of that, get ready. E-commerce and logistics. Cybersecurity. Remote work tech. So people that's going to be that's number 7 on World Economic Forum. You know why? Because it's going to be global citizenship. People are going to be going all over the world working. You're not going to be just tied to the United States. You can work anywhere in the world at this point. Do y'all hear me? So y'all got to grow up here. And I'm not talking to everybody, because some of y'all are y'all understand. But some of y'all that's struggling with this right here, this brain, that mind up in there, you're going to struggle. You're going to have a hard time. Data science, understanding analytics, understanding why things are happening with the data. You need to be in the financial tech arena. Tech, creative industries, personal brands, social influence. These are intangible assets on the line. Y'all, some of y'all talk about how digital products, it's a scam. Not a scam. It's not a scam when you're doing it right. When you care about the product, when you care and you infuse customer service and support into your product, it's not a scam. And I'm saying this with all humility. I've never had a refund request for any digital product I've ever sold. You know why? Because I care about the product. I make sure that there is an outcome attached to each and everything I create. I don't play that. It is my responsibility as a business. Y'all see how I'm talking? It's my responsibility as a business owner to make sure that my ideal client has everything they need. And if they have questions, I need to be able to have those questions ready in an FAQ or something of that nature. Allow people to reach out to you. if they have issues. But make sure that automations are good when you are putting your courses and things together. You need a welcome email. You need a little bit of maybe a couple of email sequences just to check on your person. Send an email asking for feedback. Asking, and when I say feedback, I'm talking about asking for a testimonial. Check on your people. Let me check the chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Christina said I'm working on developing productivity for work with the emerging generations. Because you have to think about Gen Z too. Gen Z coming up. And everybody talking crap about them. But I'm gonna tell you this, the great mother energy. Because people can say, oh, it's like your mom. I said, no, it's not, it's the great mother energy. So we have women that actually care about the next generation. We gotta start seeing them in a better light than we do. Because some people, oh, they're just so this. Okay, but they're a nuisance to you, but you can't take that the fact that they're just different than you. We're acting just like the boomers. But they don't even, they look at their phone. They too much in their phone because they were raised on the phone. That's just the nature of the generation. So you're gonna have to get busy and study society instead of talking about it. Amen, somebody. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going down here. And I'm gonna get ready for a case study real quick. With a firm outcome, people, and I'm gonna say this too, some of the people that have this hardest time selling products are individuals that are very highly or formally educated because they feel like in so many ways, and Miles Golden said this, that they have to justify the price as to why they pay for their education. People like me, I have a master's degree, and it took me a long time to understand that it gets to be simple. Is it easy? Not all the time, but it is very simple. Business, teaching a course can be very simple. And we're going to talk about that. Like this right here, this is a live course. This is a virtual course. I love that, Marquita. I'm collaborating with a salon owner to show her stylists what they can do with AI. I love it. I love it. Jamie said, I'm finishing up a course for graduating seniors to prepare them for college. Yes. Yes. And y'all, while y'all are creating these pieces, make sure that you get some beta clients in, so that these people can try your course because you need testimonials and case studies. This is very important. People buy truth, people buy trust. I can get up here and talk, I can get up here and use, big words and concept, but at the end of the day, you want to know, okay, so who has hired Coach J? And how did they pan out? I got receipts on top of receipts. So that ain't no problem for me. But how do and I told my clients this today, anytime you're putting out offers or courses, think about how can I help my ideal client trust me? It's very important. So one bold promise, what can you, what's the anchor here? What's the anchor? Your signature course is your fingerprint. It's your footprint. It's what you'll be known by. It's something that people, when they see it, they already know it's you. They're like, oh yeah, that's Christina, or that's Samaya right there. That's Khadijah, 100%. Drew talk about this all the time. So what is that bold promise? What do you promise as a guarantee? Not promise the person. Listen to what I just said. Not promising the client or the customer that they're going to get this result, But what is the promise of the program? The promise of the course? You're supposed to do whatever it takes. Listen to what I'm saying. You're supposed to do whatever it takes to prove the outcome and the promise of their program, no matter what. It's already guaranteed that people are not going to finish it. A lot of people are not going to take it seriously because they're too distracted. But those who do take advantage of it and those who do get results, those are the ones you want to capture fast. Because everybody got good intentions. It's about who is going to stick with it, who is going to see it to the end, and then be able to report the results back to you. Milestones. When you have a signature course, it's going to be your what is it called? Your best work infused in this course. So what are the milestones? What are some of the psychological and emotional parts that they will experience going through this program? Some of y'all that are creating these courses right now that y'all doing, you make sure you are documenting the process. Check in with your people. Okay, so how's it going? Did you look at module 1? What, how did it go? Tell me, what did you think about that training? Tell me what you think about, especially in the beginning. You know why? Because you need to know some of these pieces so that you can continue to talk about it in your content. And then also when people get in and as you graduate people through the course or take people through that course, you'll be able to talk about, we've had people to experience this and people to experience that, but then people that did not get results, what happened? They got distracted by this, they weren't able to finish this, and then you can refine as you go. You're welcome, Samaya. It is just, you got to bring clarity to it. When it comes down to outcome-based lessons, listen to me. Each lesson is solving a mini problem. And each action step, don't put too much homework. I always tell clients that when you are creating some type of signature course, you want to have some level of pre-work. It could be a worksheet. It could be a mind map. It could be a journal prompt, right? It can be an exercise that you want them to do on their own and then reflect on it and bring it to a call or report on it. But it's due at the beginning when they start your course. Mm-hmm. You really want to, and this is a good thing I'm gonna bring up to Christina. I saw her note in the chat. One of the things I want y'all to think about is that don't cram your person with a whole bunch of things to like write out. Like, don't do your person like that. They should not have homework every single week. They have a life, they have bills, they have work, they have kids, they have a family, they got stuff to do, they go on vacation. So don't do your client like that, or don't do your student like that. I would say spread out the homework throughout the course. Like, for example, in MCEO, which is the Matriarch CEO Leadership School, which is my program all the way at the top, we don't have homework due every other week because we meet every other week. Those women are working. Okay. So it's very important that we look at some of these pieces. When you are talking about homework and activities, I would rather you give them something to do, like go out into the field and ask somebody a question, or to try a method on X, Y, and Z and then report back. You see what I'm saying? It's better to put some real world activity in your course than to just have them write stuff. Because anybody can look, now we have you could just throw it in ChatGPT and they can come with an assignment and they ain't learn nothing. Your people need to learn how to be here. Last but not least, in this particular part, teach your own framework. Teach your own framework. You need a framework. What is your method, right? What is your process? when it comes down to a framework, and I'm probably going to teach a different training on how to create a framework, because I think a framework is very important. Even now in 2025, people need to follow a process. What is your process? What if your person graduates, if your person leaves your program, if they leave your course, can they still use your process after? I had a client that was in my very first signature program called Skyrocket Growth Accelerator. And she came back and told me, she said, Coach, you taught this in 2020 and I still use it. I'm still getting results. She graduated 3 years ago and is still working in 2025. You see what I'm saying? It's you want to be able to teach this stuff and exactly that framework with you. It sticks in your mind. It's a process that you go over in your head. I remember with this. I remember this. She said we aren't selling a signature framework, but the transformation. But they don't need to know the framework until they're in the course. So the thing is, Lori, is it's okay to have a what is it called? A training on the framework, like something very surface level, but when you're going deeper into how each step work, they don't need to find out about it until they get into the actual course or program. So you can tell them surface level, like if it's the connect, you need to connect with da. Okay, so then qualify. Okay, then you have to qualify to make sure that this person is right for your course. Okay, that's the why. The third step could be invite. Make an offer to this person and then convert. The part, all those parts has the how attached to it. So you have scripts, you have templates, you have support in each of those pieces in that framework. But the outcome is this is what we do, this is what I help people do, and this is the outcome. Okay, so Marquita said, in going through the framework is how I know as a student that I am learning something right. The framework can change. You have to refine it as well. So your person needs to be able to go back to that framework and be able to use it even after they're done with you, but at the same time, the outcome or the transformation is what you need to focus on surrounding that. Okay. So for example, with my client Sasha, y'all have seen Sasha before. Some of you have, some of you have not, but this is my client. She started with us in September of 2022. Okay. And let me fix that out. Okay. And she came to, y'all heard, I get tickled every time, but she used to come to me. She had $200 offers and programs and people. She had a payment plan on $350 for 3, 4, 5 months. I'm like, Lord have mercy. She was so nervous when we raised up her prices. We kind of gave her a series of different offers so that she could, because she wasn't afraid to get out there. That's another thing too. I didn't have to worry about her putting herself out there. She was already doing that. She already had kind of a following that was growing. All she needed to do was trust the process, and she was able to put herself out there. So we went from charging $250 in September 2022, and this girl hit $100,000 in 8 months in her business. This was 2024. She is literally on track to making $100,000 in 6 months. She just came back from a 4-week excursion in Europe. Her business afforded her to be able to do this. She's been with me that long, and she's still with us. So I'm very proud of her. She's just one of my many success stories. I'm really, really proud of her. And some of y'all have hired her. That's why I told people, like, I've had clients that come through her. So exactly. Me too, Drew. I'm so proud of her as well. And everything that we do, she's like, coach, coach, coach. So I'm proud of her. And one of the things too is that When it comes down to advising, when it comes down to support, as a coach, it is my job to make sure that my clients have what they need to be successful, not only when we are on a Zoom or in a session, or they can be successful at home, self-paced, looking at a course, looking at something that we've done, replays what we did. We have a community and it's very, very everybody's doing, everybody's moving. Everybody's moving. So I tell people like, yes, I want y'all to check in with each other. I want y'all to have, that sisterhood, but I need everybody working too. And they know that. And they respect each other and such because they're business owners. This is a business, almost like a mastermind. So it goes back to her problem. What is her problem? She helps women naturally heal from fibroids. You see how specific that is? So people with fibroids are coming to her. Not people who got a mindset about, I'm just having some pain. No, 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 no. It's people that have been diagnosed. It's people that have been told. It's people that, we had an ultrasound and this is what has happened. They come to her. The problem is I have fibroids. The outcome is I have more energy. I've got my life back. I'm healed. My fibroids has completely dissolved. I'm now pregnant with my first child, or I'm pregnant with my baby. I'm having a healthy pregnancy, even in 30s and 40s and late 40s. I got my life back. It's the feeling and the psychological and emotional part, because that's usually how this is how women usually know that something is different when they, what is it called? When they feel better. So you can't just have like, oh, I help women find their destiny. No, because what is that? What they gonna do with it when they find it? One problem. What is that one problem that your person has? You can put it in the chat. What is that one problem that they have? What is that one problem? It's a pain point to the point where it's something so okay. So Christina, let me get, what is the problem? Overwhelmed with what? What kind of acne, Samaya? Okay, Makita said the decision to whether she should bridge over from LPN to RN. Okay, so the problem is deciding, as LPNs deciding if it's worth it to go into to becoming an RN. Okay, so is that a transform? Is it a problem that's keeping them up at night? Or is it LPNs that they're struggling to become RN or study for the NCLEX to become RN? Let's get clarity on that. Because the decision, okay, so they make a decision, say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be an RN. Now what? Because it's just a yes or no question. Let me see here. Jamie says starting college and being overwhelmed, nervous, and don't know anything about college because they just graduated from high school. Okay, so the problem is the overwhelm of starting college and being successful. That is a problem. And worrying or stressed out about graduating or making sure that you are ready for college, not knowing how to start planning for retirement. Okay, so lacking the tools or the knowledge about retirement. Yes. how to use the military to your advantage as a young woman. Okay. And hormonal height. Okay, so those two different problems. I don't put hormonal acne with military. So you do two things, Samaya. Bring clarity because you're gonna have two different audiences. You're gonna have one side over here wanting to clear up acne and over here military. So which one? Okay, Laura said, don't trust. Who is they? They don't trust themselves, don't know how to lead themselves. Who is they and lead themselves to what? So somebody got to choose something. How are you going to help people? What is the problem? Okay, Harley says setting boundaries and getting clear on their value so they can do what? Setting boundaries to do what? Like, what's the problem? What is the problem they have? Setting boundaries, what's the problem? Marquita said my clients don't have time to create consistent content or create content consistently because they spend so much time physically with clients. They are burned out but need to show up online. Hey, I can help. I love that. Marquita, we're here. It's very clear to me. What is the problem? I don't have time to create content consistently because I'm always actively with clients. That's a problem. When they know content, I have to create content so I can move the needle. But so the systems or the AI, you're showing them how they can use AI in order to solve their problem. See, Marquita, I feel you. Okay, so Laura said women who feel stuck as their little girl self and don't feel like they know how to parent themselves and function as an adult. Okay, so this woman is struggling with the rest of the development. But what is the end game? Okay, but if her mom is okay, and I don't want to be my mom. So my client struggles with arrested development. And so what we were trying to do is help her to become emotionally intelligent so she can set boundaries or whatever. There has to be an end game to all of this stuff, y'all. Okay, Equinetta said, do not know how to put outfits together or different events for different events because of lack of confidence or time. So, but who is that person? Who is it? My client, she's a celebrity or she is a six-figure earner. She's a executive that doesn't know how to put her own outfits together to be stylish and comfortable due to the fact that she doesn't have any confidence or time. You got to strengthen that. So just, I want y'all to think about that. What is that one problem? The thing is that when we get to the problem, then what are we helping her to become? So I'm going to go as far as like, okay. So if my problem is, or my client is not generating 10K month due to lack of consistent content and unsure about her offer. So, but the transformation that she is looking for is to generate 10K plus consistently using content that that display leadership that attracts her ideal client. So that is one way to generate 10K consistently. Milestone, break their transformation into 3 to 5 major milestones. The first one could be a clear offer. Okay, so milestone, clear offer. Let's see here. Book her first, I would say first 3 sales calls. Number 3, another milestone could be closing her first high ticket sale. Then number 4 is opening her scalable program. So those are, we have measurable, right? We have measurable. This can also be for those types of offers that are not quantifiable. Okay, so if you have qualitative or intangible results, you can have milestones for those too. Let me see here. A confident risk. Okay. All right. Lower sale maybe. Okay, I better read that. Asala says, my client is stuck in survival mode, but she isn't self-aware enough to know that she wants to stay there. The transfer that she's not in battle with her nervous system, allowing her. Okay, so this woman say about all of y'all that have people stuck in survival mode, they will not pay you. They're not going to pay you. You don't want anybody stuck in survival mode, baby. You need somebody that's going to pay you. So, Asala, for you, you got to think about where your person is. No, you know what, Lord, y'all really don't have to pivot. This is the thing, though. This is the thing. You have to be able to help a person, and this is in coaching. Survival mode, you don't want your person stuck in anxiety, or they're not going to do what it is that you said. You're not going to see that. They're not going to see a way out because they're in survival mode. Do y'all understand? A person in survival mode is not going to transform. You have to have somebody that has, listen to me, y'all know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They need to be able to survive. They need to be able to have firm housing. They need to be able to take care of themselves. They're not going to invest in personal development. They're going to watch your YouTube. They're going to love your content. They're going to join your email list, but they're not going to invest in themselves because they're stuck in survival mode. So you got to even think about the way you're talking. Jakira, absolutely. Their nervous system won't even be regulated enough. They can't even focus on what you tell them because they're going to be too focused on trying to eat. They can dream, but they're not going to do anything because that means that you're taking them away from trying to figure life out. Case in point, can I just throw an example in here? When LA had those fires, shout out to anybody in California that was affected by the fires. That messed with me for a while. Those fires, when people were affected by that, I remember seeing a picture on Instagram where Halle Berry was taking a box of clothes. And people were like, oh my gosh, Halle Berry is helping and she's doing all this kind of stuff. She's taking her box of clothes and donated to this foundational organization. I started thinking to myself, I said to myself, people that have lost everything do not have the time or even the energetic bandwidth to rummage through clothes to find their style. Like, they're going to be so erratic. They have lost everything. They don't have any money. They don't have Wi-Fi to get benefits, or they're trying to figure out. Just think about when you don't have money, you are a rattled mess. So you're rummaging through clothes, trying to find your size, and you're like anxious. Your whole nervous system is on high alert. It is vibrating like a guitar. Your spinal cord is on fire. These are the kind of people, like, you have to think about that. Like, yeah, Halle Berry, at least she did something, but why not take those clothes and go straight to the people? Do you need clothes? Go straight to that person. I have this size. Do you know anybody with this size? Take away the rummaging and the searching and the uh, uh, uh. Take away that. You want to go to people that have stable nervous systems, but they just want to get to the next level in their life. See, what y'all are trying to do is serve people at the level that you feel quote unquote comfortable at. And you want them to pay you $1,000 to work with you. They don't have the bandwidth. They just don't. So you're gonna have to think about what can I do? What can I serve? How can I serve people at the level where I'm at? And Jamie, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with it. Amen. Because a person in survival mode is not going to be the best client. I promise you. And Asala, I'm gonna say this too. Lori, you too, and anybody else, your person got money. And you're gonna have to get comfortable at talking to people like they're smart. They're smart. Your ideal client is smart. I don't ever talk like a preschool, like to you like a preschool. You ain't a preschool. You ain't got time for that. Oh, this client is she's mm-mm. If you gotta whine every time we talk, you ain't even focused. I've let people go like that. You gotta be careful of who you are invoking to come in. Is everybody clear? Because see, this person has to have the ability to receive the information that you are providing to them to change their lives. And they have to be able to move in those pieces. They have to be able to implement what you are teaching them. This is why I said, you got to spend time documenting the process. You got to have time documenting the path. You're a practitioner. The psychological and the emotional part, the psychosocial and the emotional part, you need to document that process to be able to talk about it in your copy, to be able to talk about it in your content, to be able to talk about it in your messaging. Check-in points, asking them questions, having them to ask you questions. Jakira, that is very clear. So these are people that you're targeting. You're targeting people that are in nail school in so many ways, or in beauty school that are specializing in nails, right? Or am I reading it wrong? Or if you say my clients are tired of doing discovery calls, they want to eliminate them, but they don't have a sustainable converting application process. Okay, Ophelia, okay. They will allow them to eliminate the discovery call. Why? And look, why are discovery calls a waste of time? Why are discovery calls not sustainable? There's only so much time in the day. So how would the application process be helpful to them? Absolutely. I love that. Carlos is helping women set boundaries within, let me see, to confidently show up in our life by building self-trust. Okay, we got to show up a couple of times. Show up in her life by building self-trust to show up in her life unapologetically. Okay, so this is the thing. Helping women set boundaries with thin. So she's going to set boundaries with people. So setting boundaries to confidently show up as a what? As an authority, online, as an executive, as an owner, as a business owner, as a leader over her team to display leadership over her team? What is she setting boundaries to become? Nikita, I completely agree. Absolutely, being more scalable. So the end point is that what type of person do you want to have more in your to show up as? Like, what do you want them to have at the end? You see what I'm saying? Action steps, including but not limited to tasks and activities within the module to help clients implement what they have learned immediately. Be simple. Practice simplicity in your course. Okay. Outcome driven. You don't have to put a whole lot of fluff. That's one thing I told people. You can have mindset stuff, but people come in your program to implement strategy or implement it's time to do it. When we have too much fluff, it's a whole lot of, you can do it. And I want you to be empowered and just think about this fluff. This is a walkthrough. Once you do this, it's time for this. Once you do this, it's time for this. Once you do this, this is the outcome. This is how you organize it. You're going to put this in. Here's a template. Here's a da 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 da. People are going to, so there's no excuse. You have to get them to do it, even with intangibles. You can have your person to go through and walk through different processes to get results. You understand? I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. I just want to make sure, Jamie, and I love these answers. I'm just like your spirit. This is so elevated. I love it. Helping graduated seniors, and see, this is what I'm saying. When we methodically flush this out, it encourages us to think and have creative thinking. But also, y'all, what I'm encouraging you to do is to adopt that systems thinking, which is in the process. Because see, these questions that I'm asking you, people are going to be asking, like, because a confused buyer does not buy. I'm helping you to be clear to the people. In your mind, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's just that you want to make sure that you articulate for their sake so that they don't have spiritual warfare in so many ways about what you offer. You see what I'm saying? Katina said, my client is saying yes out of guilt, overdoing for everyone else and finally burning out while shrinking her own needs. Okay, so shrinking her own needs. We got to use language that's more, I hate to say it like this, fourth and fifth grade level. Shrinking her own needs. She don't use that language, does she? Now, this is what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm tired of feeling guilty about doing for everybody. And then I don't get my needs met. I just want to get to a place where I have boundaries. And I just want to get my time back. She's not using the language, quote unquote, reclaiming her time all the time. Where does she get her time back? And prioritizing myself. Okay, so how can you simplify? Yeah, absolutely. Ophelia said that my limiting belief is that there isn't a large enough market. Okay, so this is the thing though, you gotta talk to people. The reason why y'all don't feel like there's enough people is because you're not putting out that content. You're not pushing it out there. You're not pushing. You're not putting order and specificity to it. And then on top of that, you got to reach out to people. You got to create content that is around the problem, that is around the transformation. So you need to be able to do both. So you can attract those people to you. And then having things like this. You see, I'm putting a masterclass together, so I gain a lot of data. This is information that I can put in a spreadsheet and put it into ChatGPT and have to create content at a 6th, 7th grade level so people can understand, like, wow, this is good, da 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 da. Absolutely. Lauren said, I'm assuming there's simple and straightforward program names. That absolutely. So there are different types, Samaya. Delivery method, right? So delivery method. You can do live courses. So you can do this more of an open close, but I'm gonna tell you this. A live course can also be a course that you teach over and over again. You already have the digital assets for it. It's already in a portal. And you can invite people in on a start date and the end date. Close it up and open it again later. Or you can have, again, skipping down to hybrid models. You can have people that have you have a course, you have the meeting with groups, and then you have a one-on-one component where you're coaching via Telegram. So I have a hybrid coaching program where we have a course, a signature course, where we have bi-weekly meetings or sessions that are recorded and they get a chance to get the replay, right? And then we have a one-on-one component where it's Voxer coaching. It's not one-on-one. The only time we have one-on-ones if there is a crisis, and when I say crisis, I'm talking about, low-key crash out. Not saying it happens, but I've had to have, it's like school, right? So I talk about online education school. If I'm the dean of students and my client is having a rough time to the point where it's like she's crying, she's like, Coach, I am really in over my head. I am trying my best. Just think about going to the principal's office or going to your teacher and having a conversation with your client. What's your teacher gonna do? I don't have time for that because it's low vibe. You're gonna schedule a call. Come see me after school. Today I had a call with no, it was yesterday. I had a call with a client. She was trying everything. She was like, Coach, I need to da 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 da. I said, okay, let's hop on the call today. So you have time today in about an hour. Yes, I will make time. I promise I'll make time. We had a conversation, got clear, and she feels 10 times better. Now she's rolling again. That doesn't happen all the time, but my clients know that they can come to me. I have an open door. But as long as you come to me with a reason why you're going through what you're going through, what have you tried, and let's get to business. I call it like a dean. I'm like the principal. What's going on? Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's get clear. What have you done? Let's write it out. If you start crying, go get you some tissue. Come back to the Zoom call. We got to finish this. You understand? You're the coach. You're the strategist. You're the consultant. Khadijah, I'm not even gonna comment on that, baby. MRR. This is your own course. If you're talking about monthly recurring revenue, yeah, I agree with that. But if you're talking about master resale rights, I don't have anything to say about that because I do whatever you want to do. Wink. Look, who was that? Let me go back up. Khadijah, you must don't follow me on Facebook. But you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to sell your own course, and I want you to hear what I'm saying. And this course is your fingerprint. It's your method. It's not anybody else's method. It's yours. You can license this thing. You can sell it all over the world. You can trademark it. It's yours. You can have universities resell it. I'm trying to get y'all to think outside the. Come on, Kendra. I'm a marketing strategist that helps premium clients make their next six. You know what, Kendra? I'm gonna challenge you on that. Is it 6 or 7? This next level, where you going? Is it 7 or you want to stay at 6? Which one are you doing? And I want you to pick one method. You got smart marketing strategies, you got brand strategy, and content drive sales. Give me one, pick one. Pick one strong that you see that you can really, really quantum shift. But the one that you know. And smart marketing, if you choose smart marketing strategies, what type? I'm finna help to see. I'm pulling her. I want you to get very clear. Because I'm gonna tell you all this too. You can do self-paced, but I would say my most successful courses, and I'm saying the most successful, not saying that all my other stuff is not, but when I'm doing it with my people, first of all, they pay attention and there's more accountability. And it's a live course, a live class. This is a live course / class. Y'all are learning something. Y'all are being refreshed on some things, right? So some of y'all know this stuff. Like Marquita know this stuff. Khadijah, Kendra. Some of y'all know this stuff. Christina, y'all know this kind of stuff, right? This is more of a refresher. Let me get some things. Let me get some creative juices flowing. Some of y'all are like, I don't know. But you need to figure out, like, who am I talking to? Who do I want to help? And creating some type of instructional format in order to teach these people how to get results. Because you can have self-paced. If people are going to, they're responsible for doing it on their own. That's scalable, it's evergreen, it's cool. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you want to stay in a place of, let me see here, trying to see how I can put this, in a place of longevity and evergreen, our live cohorts are really good right now. Email courses do very well too. And it's very interesting when you have a drip campaign. I have an email course that does very, very well, and people do respond. Some people think they don't respond. I said, that email course, people respond to me. They write me back. It's a good intro because you need to know who I'm gonna tell y'all this too. Pay attention to people that take action. When you have people that write you back, when you have people that respond to your stuff, when you have people that said this course was so good, you keep them in your wheelhouse. Listen to what I just said. That person can be a client later. That is a pipeline that you build, and every single person that comes into anything you're doing and is taking action, you keep a radar on them. Put them in your pipeline. I use ClickUp. Marquita said, okay, when clients finish my course, they will have build their own content systems so they don't have to wait for inspiration. They will be able to create 30 days of fully structured original content that builds their authority in 2 hours or less per week. My framework is called Clarify, Customize, Create, Converse. So 4 modules. I like that. They will be able to show up like a brand, not just a service provider. That's a very good breakdown. Jamie says, I'm going to do office hours weekly with my course. I love that. I think that is fantastic to have office hours where people can come to you for support. Even with MCEO, we do sales sprints. We do power hours. Like, I don't even coach on those calls. They just come in, we work together. If they have questions about a sales question or a lead, I'm on the call with them and I'm working. And then we can settle the question on the call and then we go back to work. And so it's like an hour or two. We'll go and take a break and sometimes we'll come back for another hour. But of course, we set it up, to make sure that everybody can have time. But they come in, they love it. Yes, Christine. And then I even have people to come in. Like this last sales sprint we did, in April, early April, I opened it up to the public. And the people came and did it with us. It was what was it, 3 days? We did 3 days. And we set the tone for second quarter. And they loved it. They was like, can we do this again? Can we do this again? So when you're doing everything, you're doing something with your people and you are there to support them in their doing, there's more accountability and they feel more productive. It's not just about output, it's about impact. The value is in usefulness. How can they use what you are giving them? Using. What can they use? I want y'all to be very, very like workbooks are fine, but I would rather you have it. You have a signature course and you want to tell yourself, you're like, oh, I want to do a workbook. Do one signature workbook. Just one. Digital, or you can make it physical. Now, coach, what do you think? Like, it depends. If you have a good conversion and you have people that stay, there are more people that stay that go, you can try that with a physical workbook. Because if you have people that's in and out and don't wait, don't do your stuff like that. Doing all this shipping and all that kinds of, even if they do pay for it, it's a lot of time. And I know you can do with Lulu and all this other stuff, but think about all these things. You want to be able to make sure that you're giving the ultimate value in the experience. Soothe the buyer's remorse. When they buy, have an email going straight out to them. Jamie, don't matter. I don't know. It depends on what type of workbook it is. A workbook can be 5 pages, it could be 3 pages, it could be 20 pages. I remember I took this, I was in this membership. It really wasn't a membership, it was kind of like a messaging course. And it was like 6 months, I believe. This was 2023. Yeah. And the guy, because he was my coach, he was a man, and he had a manual, a messaging manual. I don't know how long you've been working on it, but it was robust. And I still got it to this day. I don't always refer to it, but it's a good resource. But what I'm saying too is that if you try to have something, you got to remember time, and you got to remember that you don't want to fill it with fluff. You want to make sure there are tangibles and somebody said yes, yes. Okay, so real quick, I don't want you to what is it called? I don't want you to concern yourself with having all the fancy things, okay? Because I know sometimes it keeps people back from showing up. And you feel like, oh, I have to have this. I got to get the right thing. I'm gonna go to this podcast place. It's just gonna be high level. Here's the high level. You know what's high level? You being methodical and you being of high value and knowing your stuff. I have, and this is no shade to anybody. I have taken courses where there was a woman, she's a coach, and she has on this Gucci and Prada and long and lashes and everything was luxurious and Gucci belts and all this. And it was like I could have, it was on YouTube. I didn't get anything from it. And then the same person wasn't there. It was other coaches that coached us. And we were like, where's the coach? I'm here because of her. Y'all understand? Show up to your people so they can know that you're like, don't be one of those. Don't be one of those people that we only see you 30 minutes a month. But this is your program. Oh, I have 5 coaches that help. No, I ain't asked for that. I don't mind somebody helping us along the way that, like a mindset person, because going all the way back, having a coach where we met with her every week, but then we also had a mindset coach that helped us, and she was excellent. But don't, mm-mm. I'm not saying you got to show up every day. I'm not saying that you have to show up every week, but have something in place. And if you build in times where you're not going to be, like, for example, last year was year before, 2023 was my first year I ever took a vacation. I had never taken a vacation with my business before. 2023 was my first year doing that. And I took 2 weeks off. My clients, they were still focused. They were still working. They didn't make me feel bad because they knew I showed up. You put those dates in advance, and they know not to show up on the call because you're on vacation, but they're still working, right? So you want to be able to have that space. Mm-hmm. Okay, what y'all talking about? Let me see. My class worksheet looks just like the phone. Okay, so this is just a real catfish by a coach. Yeah, I don't like that bait and switch. Yeah, Katina, I'm saying way. Just people wrong. Yeah, so you want to be that person show. There's nothing wrong with hiring an assistant or something like that. Like if you fall ill, you'll have somebody, or like we used to do a couple of years ago. Like we used to employ one of our friends that was a good coach, and we would ask him for a substitute. If I'm sick, then I would employ like a coach to step in and coach my clients. Or if you have clients that understand you and that know you, you can say, y'all, there will not be a session tonight. We will reschedule and pick up next week. Your clients will be fine. Especially if you show up and you go all the way. They will be understanding. They're adults. So you will not be perfect every single day. Lori says, I once asked if a very specific aspect of the modality was included in the course. Now, this person told by the instructor that it would be. So that's a big change around their reader. That's what Lori. The question here was just watered down. Go, oh, Samaya. Samaya, what you got going on up here on this thing? Let me see. Was not in the course, and the course material was just watered down. Ooh, yeah. Thank you, Samaya. I don't know what that happened. Y'all, Zoom is really crazy. It's yeah, with the whole, oh my goodness, yeah. And some people will tell you things just to get you to enroll, and it's kind of sad, but it's so sad. So, real quick, don't feel like you have to do all the things. Have something like Loom, Canva. Canva allows you to record a course in there. You can do that. Zoom, just like this right here. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. This live course is free. I can repurpose this later and turn it into a paid course later. Everything can be repurposed just about, as long as you're teaching from a methodical way. You can also do freebies, do free classes and have people to come. You could be recording for that and then turn in those types of freebie or free classes into a course later for replay. You know you can do that, right? Like if I went live with 3 days in a row, if I feel like it, I can turn, everything is recorded. Nowhere is my That's right, Marquita. So you can turn things into a series of courses. And as you build, here we go, and we're going to get ready to end. As you build your brand, as you build your client roster, as you build your client portals, what will start happening is that People will come to you with questions. People will come to you with results. You record these things. You have a database where you can put this information in. I have a kind of a link in ClickUp. I just migrated over to there. I have HoneyBook and ClickUp. ClickUp is my pipeline because HoneyBook is not, it is really good for invoicing and contract management and all of that, but ClickUp is good for like dashboard, kind of like Airtable, but it's got all of that included. But anyway, my point is that I have where I can have people to submit a form with testimonials. And so I have an active running database where clients, when they're offboarding, people who have taken a course from me, people that have taken an intensive from me, I can send them their link and say, hey, do you mind? Da 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 da. Doing this test. Oh, yes, of course. So they'll do it if they have time, obviously, but that builds up. I can get that data. I can turn some of that data into content. Did y'all see what I just said there? Everything can be repurposed. So ClickUp is a mixture of Airtable, it's a mixture of documents, pipeline, dashboards, all in one. They be a little complicated, but they have AI built in. I like it. I manage my life in it. It has calendars, it has reminders. I can send emails straight through. It's just like Monday. Thank you, Jamie. And I've briefly used Monday in the past, but ClickUp is, I love it. Just look into it. Just definitely look into it. I love Harley. Harley, like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this, y'all. I'm gonna get this. I help women who lead teams or in creative space. Okay, you gotta choose one. You gotta choose one. Lead teams or creative spaces. What does that mean? In creative spaces, if you're gonna do creative spaces, what does that mean? So people need to know what clarity, give them clarity so they don't have to guess. Because if I have to ask you, you're not clearing it. All right. Okay, so y'all are asking, am I gonna get a copy of this, Coach? Yes, you're gonna get a copy because I love y'all. And I want y'all to be able to get clarity and to work on these pieces. And of course, this is on YouTube, so you can come back and watch this on YouTube. Let me see, stop share. So I just want y'all to feel a little bit more clear. So tools that you can use as far as like what courses or what can I use? You can look at Stand Store. I just left Stand Store, y'all. I like Beacons. I love it. I love Beacons. Are there some things in Beacons that I'm like, but I love Beacons because I feel the emails are better. I feel like they're much more creative, but that's me. Also, too, Beacons has a website component for the $30 a month. I didn't switch to Beacons for the cost. I switched to Beacons for the value. They have a website, they have the marketing kit. The marketing kit alone sold me. Like Kima said, does it allow for physical products? I want to say it does, but because I do digital, I think you need to, see. Yeah, Marquita said it does both. So she just answered her question. Thank you, Marquita, for that. That's extremely helpful. Makita said, I have so many ideas. Okay, so Makita, I would say start off with one idea that's going to make you money, that's going to be specific, and then expand from there. But you need to focus on that one thing first. It's a signature for it. So signature means it is associated with you. Marquita said, and they have an app. Yeah, they do. They do. It's really, really good. The only thing to me with Stand Store just has a really huge community. So their marketing is impeccable. Like they have really good marketing. I'm not gonna lie, their marketing is the bomb. However, if Beacon stepped up their game, they can run circles around it. I already know for if you want to pivot. Now I'm gonna say this, you just need to have a marketable offer. So for example, I had one offer back in 2021, 2020 to 2021. It was a one-on-one, and then I went to a group, and everything was kind of cohesive. So I like astronauts. I like space. I'm a space kid, quote unquote. That's my what's called my inner child thing. So my first program was called Skyrocket Growth Accelerator. So it tells you exactly what you're doing. The Skyrocket Growth, but it's an accelerator. It was a 6-month program. And I help people with perfecting their sales process. And it went very well. That was my only program for 2 years. And then I switched to Matriarch CEO. So we still have that essence, but we've been working on that program for 3 years. So the one thing has to be something that if you're going to pivot, you just need to make sure that you pivot strongly and be for sure about it. And let go of, like, trust yourself with this offer, because you're going to confuse people. If you're doing real estate and then you're doing hair, nobody's going to know what you're doing. Like, okay, do I follow her for hair? But then I see her talking about this. I don't know which one she's doing. If you're going to have other things, you can sell things on the front end and then have an ascended ladder, which is what I have. I have an ascended sales process. So you start free or a low cost library. We move people into the contrarian, because most of our clients, most of the people that come up and pay elevated prices, they come through the contrarian. Because the contrarian, you get access to me, and we're working on the mindset reset formula, like the mindset reformation. But there is a little bit of strategy. We do help out a little bit on the digital process and sales and getting them confident. It's more so sales confident. It's a foundation to the business to get you more acclimated to you and stand firm in your authority. And then if you're ready to work on firm strategy, then you come on up and say, Coach, I want to work with you here. So I've had several clients that come through there, and they've been one-on-one clients. And some of them came through to MCEO. But I rarely let people jump right into the MCEO. That's why it's not front facing all the time, because that program is sacred, and I can't have anybody up in there. I'm very selective when it comes to that program. Do you feel like you got a little bit of clarity today? Do you feel like you got I got stuff to work on, I got things to do? Just get clear on your person, the problem, and the outcome. You get clear on your person. How solid your person is not on the struggle bus. Y'all got to get confident, and you've got to, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Threads. Pick 1 to 2 platforms. Have you a discovery? Have you an offer on the nurturing, and go all in and make offers every day. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one for the global strategy session, feel free to reach out to me. If you want to join the contrarian, we're about to open it up. So I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for y'all. Keep me updated. Come back and watch the replay of this. And then I'm going to send this replay out in the, what is it called? The PDF to what we worked on within the next 24 to 48 hours. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Have a good, is this the email? Yep. You got it. You got it. That's it, Samaya. Take care. Have a good night.